Hello everybody and welcome to another tutorial and seminar for online collaboration in our online collaboration unit we covered on Thursday night. A big thanks goes out to Roland Chidiak for leading the first 15 minutes of the class and talking about his wonderful projects and work that he does in Waterloo, especially with the autism and the iPads project. Remember to follow him on his blog and check him out on Twitter at rchids, I believe. If you follow my Twitter feed, which you should be doing by now, you should be able to see his Twitter feed as well as thanks to a friend of mine and a member of my team, Mario, who had broadcasted our meeting to a group of teachers at St. Jane Francis, or I think it was St. Francis de Sales. So while we were conducting our meeting, we had quite a few parents, teachers, and other members of the community listening in, which was the first time we've ever done that. So everybody, well done. I just want to do a quick review of the expectations of this particular unit. If I pop into the content and pop down to online collaboration tools, I just want to go through what the expectations are. I'm just going to zoom in. You already have some touches on the Google Docs, and so that's where you'll begin. For the purpose of this unit, the most important piece is creating a sample letter home to parents. And this is a very important piece because it is a part of that cultural shift that I always talk about. And that letter home to parents is a letter home describing the needs to, in some cases, have students sign up on their emails, sign up for email in order to access a particular service. So the best way to do that is to do that with parents. Okay. And again, because some of us are elementary and some are secondary, the need to get the parents involved is very important in the elementary panel. Okay, so create a sample letter home to parents notifying of your intention to use email. Remember, the idea is we're opening them up to the web. We want to let the parents know and be prepared for rejection. There will be rejection maybe from your principal, or there will be rejection from the parent. Again, it's just a sample that you're starting to think about. The next point, create an online document, invite another teacher to participate. Yes, this is the beginning of spreading the word, so to speak, and trying to get other members of your staff to open up into this world of technology. So it should be someone that's on your staff that's really never had a touch. That's what you're aiming for, to work on a collaborative document. Then share that document with me via Google Docs, just like you did in the very first unit. But the idea is now that you're the coach. It's not me anymore, but you're the coach and you're helping them create a document. And you could do about anything you want. It could be about a meeting, a divisional meeting. It could be about a recipe. It could be about instructions on how to. It doesn't really matter. I haven't stipulated that, nor will I. I would like to see, though, the insertion of pictures or video to make it pop. All right, so that's the unit. A couple of things that I did show when we did the workshop online was I showed off some collaborative tools. I did a retake on Twitter on Stixy.com, and I did a quick tutorial on that. But you should see that posted in the news section. I'll repost the Stixy piece. And the other pieces I showed were around some other collaborative tools, such as this one here, primarypad.com. You may have noticed that I've used my Twitter account as a journal, and here I've articled where all my favorite sites are. So PrimaryPad, what I like about PrimaryPad, especially for elementary teachers who are wary about the email thing, is you don't need to sign up or log in. You can just create a new pad, and this is real time, and this will permit students that want to work on the same document at the same time in real time to do so. And there's a chat function on the bottom here. so you can chat with whomever you're collaborating with. And across the top, you have your typical bold, italics, underline, and you can go through those. Those are the basics. And here you have feedback that you can provide the website, and as well as you can have different settings. You can import or export it into different formats. This is exciting, guys, because this means that you can work on it online and then export it as a PDF or a Microsoft Word or even a Wordle. I'll let you figure that one out because that's awesome. And then the most powerful piece, of course, is to invite and share. So imagine if you do have your parents involved, you send them a quick email and say, here is the primary pad that your student is a part of. And then the parents could see what's happening as well. And you can see that what they see. If they don't want email and they don't want any of that, then you can just send the link home and they can type it in. It's just another option. For those parents that are a little more tech savvy, if you look at the very bottom here, there's something called a QR code. And if you have an iPhone or any type of smartphone, you can download an app that's called a QR reader. And when they read this or when they zap it with their phone's camera, it will take them to this page. So those tech savvy parents out there will love it. They'll find it just so novel and exciting. So that's primarypad.com. That's an invitation for you to try it. The other one I wanted to show you was called sync.in. It's the exact same concept as Primary Pad. I don't have to create an account. I can just create a new public note, and here it is. It looks exactly the same, has the same features. Okay, I can change all sorts of there are so many features that I can change here. I can enter my name. I can chat once again here. If you look at the setup, it's quite the same. What I like about this particular version is that I can look at the revisions. This is very important. And I have a time slider, which will show me what's been worked on. I can scroll back. You see that? I scrolled back and it will tell me the exact time. Look, it's saying this is what's happening here at 10:57. An event happened, and that's when I deleted everything. So the other piece here is the share. So again, this is collaboration. This is why we do this. It's very important. Now you also have to think about this from a professional point of view. You're not always thinking about your kids. We have to think about what we can do together remotely. Having said that, that is sync.in. Now I want to show you, now sorry, there's no email sign up in this case. I'd like to show you two tools or one more tool that does require email, but it's very, very nice. It's called Scribbler.com and it's spelled Scribblar, Scribbler.com. And after you create an account and you log in, okay, just create an account, it's free. You can create a chat room. This is wonderful as a teacher if you're providing tutoring or if you want to tutor somebody in your family and you just can't get to them. What you do is you could create a room. So let me show you how. Just click on create a room. So remember, this is after you've signed up. It is a free sign up. It's pretty safe. And call your room, the tutoring room, for example. And go through the scroll here, allow invitees, allow embedding. This is a really nice feature. I'll tell you about that another time. Is make this a public room, and that's fine. I'll auto promote guests. I'm going to remove because I don't want anyone to have the same status as me as the instructor. And then I'll click on create this room. And once I've created the room, it'll say room created successfully. You can now visit the room. So I'll click on that. And let me show you quickly what the inside of the room looks like. And we'll wrap up this seminar. This is simply put, it's a whiteboard for everyone to share. All of the basic functions of Microsoft Word are across the top. I'd love for you to check them out and try them and play around with them. You even have a link here to Wolfram Alpha. I'll let you figure out what Wolfram Alpha is if you missed it. It's a great site with lots of information. As you see, as I hover over things, it's identifying the function, and so I'd love for you to do that as well. And everything here I can add and draw, I can do whatever I like, and this is real time. So as I work on it, so will my partner or so will my teammates. There are no limits on this. You can have as many students or teachers on this page as you wish, okay? And what I really love about it is over here, I can do an audio broadcast, much like what I do with you in Adobe Connect. So I can broadcast my voice live as I work with students that need help or as I plan a project. And of course, there is the all-important chat box. So that's Scribbler.com, and I'll log out. Okay. Those are the collaborative tools that I showed you in a nutshell. And the last thing I want to show you is a site that houses all of these collaborative tools. And the site is a little bit messy. It's called Mindmeister.com. And this site, even though this particular unit doesn't have a lot of work to it, you could lose yourself. This site is set up much like a Prezi. You can zoom in and zoom out. And what I'd like to show you is how this site is organized. It's really one of the strangest sites I've ever seen, but I kind of like it. It kind of grows on me. If I want some sites on collaborative writing, I can come over here and start exploring these links, okay? And that's where you'll find things like Google Docs. Look, there's one called Whiteboard. There's one called Gobby. If I'm looking for something about instant messaging, it's over on the right, although I'm not a big fan of that. So video conferencing, that's a big one. Project management. So check it out. It's mindmeister.com. Let me show you how to get there. I'm going to leave my Twitter feed. Hopefully you guys have started to follow me on Twitter, because I know not everybody has. So if I Google M-E-I-S-T-E-R, Mindmeister, the very first one, mindmeister.com, and that's the mind mapping. That's the actual website where you can map things, which I found absolutely incredible. And you can just try it. And then to get to this guy's site, what you'll do is you'll Google. Let me take you back to Google for a second. And you Mindmeister online collaboration tools. Okay? And you will see that the very first one that comes up, these are all ads. You know that, right? These first three are ads, but the first one below that here, online collaboration tools, his name is Robin Good. Click on that, it'll take you to that magnificent site. Okay? And that's about it for this evening's seminar or last Thursday's seminar. If you have any questions or need any extra assistance, always feel free to contact me. And good luck.